Hello and welcome to Katoria's Crafts. My name is Kat, and today we're going to be looking at making this really pretty corner to corner. These are super simple to make. They work up pretty quickly, but if you're making a larger blanket, it does get a little bit wide because you're going to be working across. So I did this once for a king size blanket, and it took me quite a while to get all the way across at the widest point before starting to come back in. But today we're going to go ahead and just make a quick swatch for you so that way you can see what it looks like as you're making it. It does make up a really pretty fabric, and you can see some of the stitches go horizontal, some of them go vertical, and it's all in that way that we work this up. So let's go ahead and get started. All right, so this is a new skein of yarn. You're probably going to see me pulling on it quite a bit to get it started at first, but we're going to start with a simple slip stitch. The fact that this is a very quick square does make it a lot easier. So we're going to start with chaining 6. Normally, if you've watched my previous videos, you would know that I usually use a larger hook for the chain, but because the chain is part of the square, we're just going to go ahead and use the hook that we're using today. I'm using an 8 5mm and a number 4 worsted weight yarn. So we're going to chain 6, 2, 3. I'm going to hold on to this chain here, 4, 5, 6. The reason for that is because we're going to single crochet back into, or double crochet back into that. So we're going to wrap our yarn so we have 2 strands on the hook, go into that chain, which would be our 4th chain from the hook. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And we're going to double crochet 1. We're going to double crochet in the next 2 as well. Again, this is different than normal when I would work into the back loops of a chain, but this is just the square itself. So it's really, really quick to get each square done. So we're going to wrap the yarn so we have 2, go into that stitch, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, and pull through 2. Wrap the yarn so that you have that second loop, into that last stitch, yarn over and pull up your loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, and pull through 2. So that is your first square. Doesn't look like much, I know. So we're going to do it again. We're going to chain 6, 1, 2, 3, hold on to that third one, 1, 2, 3. So there's 6, yarn over, so you have your second thread, or second loop, go into the 4th chain from your hook, pull up a loop, yarn over and pull through 2, yarn over and pull through 2. 2. All right. Now we've got a bit of slack. Yarn over, so you have your second loop, go into the next chain, yarn over and pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, and pull through 2. Okay, so we're going to do that one more time on this one. So yarn over and give yourself that loop, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, and pull through 2. So now we're just going to kind of twist this a little bit so that these kind of butt up against each other. And then we're going to slip stitch into this chain space. So this is where your original chain was. Okay, we're going to flip that so that it's up, go into that space that's here, and we're going to slip stitch. So pull your loop all the way through the yarn that was on your hook. And then we're going to chain 3, yarn over, and we're going to go back into that same space, that same big space that's right here. Insert your hook and pull up your loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, and pull through 2. So we're just crocheting around this chain. And we're going to do that 3 more times. or 3 times total. So 1, 2, and last double crochet, 3. So that is your first 2 rows. So we're going to crochet or chain 6, 3, hold on to the third one, 4, 5, 6, yarn over, go back into that stitch you were holding on to, 1, we're going to do 2 more, 1 and 2, yarn over into that stitch, pull up your loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, and pull through 2, yarn over, so you have your second loop, into that third stitch, yarn over, pull up your loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, and pull through 2. So now we're going to twist it again, so that way we can kind of fold it. So we're just going to work into this chain space here. So you're going to slip stitch into that space to make sure that it's secure, chain 3, and then 3 double crochets. So 1, 2, 3. So then we're going to slip stitch again into this chain space. You can see it here. So we're going to go right into this space here and slip stitch, chain 3, and then 3 double crochet. 1, 2, and 3. So every time we do a row, we're increasing or decreasing the number of squares that we're adding. So on this one, I started here. This was my first, and then second row, third row, fourth row, fifth row, and all the way up. This is a 10 by 10 grid. So this one we're going to do 5 by 5. So that was 3. So we're going to chain 3, hold on to that, chain 3 more, 2, 3, yarn over, go into that fourth loop, yarn over into the next, yarn over and into the last, kind of spin it a little bit. All right, so we're going to go into the next chain space here. We're going to slip stitch. So go into that chain, pull your loop up and pull it through the yarn that was on your hook, chain 3, yarn over, and 3 double crochets around that chain. So 1, 2, and 3. And we're going to find that chain space. We're going to slip stitch around the edge, yarn over, chain 3, and then 3 double crochet. There's 1. Helps when you don't get tangled in the next block. 2, and 3, and then into the last one, find that space. And we're going to slip stitch around it, chain 3, 1, 2, 3, wrap, and 3 double crochet. All right, so we're going to do one more row increasing. So chain 6, 4, 5, 6, double crochet into the fourth, chain from your hook, 1, and then 2 more, 2 and 3. Kind of twist this around so that it's right side up, slip stitch into that previous row, chain 3, and then double crochet 3 times into that chain space. Slip stitch into the top of the next square, chain 3, and then 3 double crochet into that chain space. 1, 2, and 3. Slip stitch into the top of that next square, chain 3, and then 3 double crochet. 2 and 3. Slip stitch into the top of the last one. 1, 2, 3. 3 double crochet. All right, so now we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We don't want to make this any taller on either side, so we're going to start to decrease. Now, if you are making a scarf or something that you don't want square, once you get it as wide as you want, you're going to start this process. On the other side, you would just continue to increase. The other side, you're going to decrease, and it will give you a nice square look. So we'll do that for a few rows. So we don't want this to be any wider than it is on this side. So we're going to turn our work, and we are going to single crochet into the top of each of these 3 stitches. So top of these 3 stitches. Okay, so single crochet. It's 1, 2, and 3. Now, if you're like me, you will forget which side you're doing. So in this first block, it doesn't matter where it's at, I'm going to put a stitch marker. I know that this stitch marker means that I am decreasing on this side. All right. So now that we're up at the top of this block, we're going to go ahead and continue back down. So chain 3, and then 3 double crochet. 1, 2, and 3. Slip stitch into the top of this chain spot, to that chain space, slip stitch, and 3 chains, 3 double crochets all around that same chain. All right, so then we're going to slip stitch into that next chain space, chain 3, and 3 double crochet, and 3. Slip stitch around the next chain space, and then chain 3, and then 3 double crochet. Last one on this row, so we're going to slip into that one, and then chain 3, 3 double crochet, 2, and 3. Chain 3, chain 3 more, because it should be chain 6, and then we're going to go back to increasing, so we're going to go into that 4th chain from the hook and double crochet in the next 3 stitches. 2 and 3. All right, and we're going to slip stitch into the top of that next block, and then chain 3. This really is a very new ball of yarn. All right. The then 3 double crochet, and 3. Slip stitch into the top of the next one, chain 3, and then 1, 2, and 3 double crochet. Slip stitch into the next block, chain 3, and 3 double crochet. 1, 2, and 3. Slip stitch, 1, 2, 3, 3 double crochet. All right, so this is my decreasing side. I don't want it any wider than this. So we're going to slip stitch like we did before, turn our work, but I want to go this way because I want to hide this yarn as it comes back over. And then we're going to single crochet into the top of those double crochets. So 1, 2, and 3. 1, 2, and 3. So now this side stayed square, and we're going to continue with our with our blocks. So chain 3, and then into this chain space, 3 double crochet, 2, 3. Slip into the top of the next one, and then 3 double crochet. Slip into the top of the next, chain 3, and 3 double crochet. Slip stitch into the top, and then chain 3, or 3 double crochet. 1, 2, and 3. So we're going to start decreasing and close this square up so we don't need the stitch marker anymore. And like on the other side, we're going to slip stitch into the top of this previous square, turn our work, and do 3 single crochets across. So 1, 2, and 3. All right, and then we're just going to continue and decrease as we close this up. So chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and 3 double crochet. 1, 2, and 3. Slip into the top of the next, chain 3, and 3 double crochet. 1, 2, and 3. Slip into the top of the next, 1, 2, 3 chains, and then 3 double crochet. 2 and 3. Okay, so then we're going to slip stitch into the top of that previous square, turn our work, and single crochet across those doubles in the previous row. 2 and 3. 3 chains, and then 3 double crochet around that chain space. Slip stitch into that next chain, 3 chains, 3 double crochet, 2 and 3. slip stitch into that previous row, turn. This is our last square. So we're going to single crochet across, 2 and 3, chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and then 3 double crochet, 2 and 3. Slip stitch into the top of that previous row, single crochet back across, 1, 2, and 3, and that is it. So you leave enough to pull through, and just do a quick slip stitch to pull through, fasten it off, and then weave in your ends at the end. And that is corner to corner. It's super, super quick. It is so pretty. I am making hundreds of blocks to make a blanket for a family member that I will then sew together like granny squares. So just wanted to show you how to make a quick corner to corner. If you do have any questions or comments, please definitely leave those in the comment section below. Don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe, and click on the bell so that you get notifications anytime I post new videos. Thanks so much for joining. Have a great day.